Yes, y'all.
Thank God it's Tuesday. Pull up a seat, talking Commanders football, drinking our whiskey neat. First Amendment sports, Ken, Kevin, and Tim. Don't muff it up, fellas, hail to the Redskins. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God it's Tuesday, here on First Amendment Sports.
Welcome to Tuesday night. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Meringolo. Thank God it's Tuesday. He's Kevin Ricca.
This Tuesday, we get rid of the gap.
Yep.
And we embrace the zone. I think that's what's happened. I think on the board, NES Tecmo agrees. We're going to a zone scheme, boys. And
Gonna go zone.
I think we got the stuff for it. Apparently, so does everyone else in the articles I read. But we do have a ton of athleticism up there. A little low volume. We got to crank that.
Can you hear us better now? I think I see us doing well here.
Okay. We're saying volume low. We're saying Darnell Stapleton.
Darnell Stapleton.
He's a zone guy. And Bobby Johnson was a gap guy. Cliff gap guy. We went gap, you're out. Zone, tag in. And that's why your assistant O-line coach can get promoted after your offensive line coach gets fired, because that didn't seem to make much sense to a lot of folks, including you and I, although we didn't just, not understand the possibilities of a personnel or anything going on behind the scenes. But whatever it is, I think this suits us a little bit. And I'd like to see Bill with some big hitters. I'd like to see another guy who's not on the roster right now come in with the same type of thing. These are outside zone plays. These are edge plays, Ken. These are when guys can really show. And I'm not mansplaining it to you. I'm getting excited about what we're going to have and what we do have. So that'll be fun to see some of these see these big hitters. A lot of the big hitters this year were between the tackles, popped out, taken to the house.
But picking their way for 4 or 5 if they could get it.
Yeah. It's the nature of the beast.
Really all came home for me today when I saw, I don't know who put it out there, but it's been floating around by a couple different folks. The picture of David Blau in the Cardinals jersey playing on I think it was during the end of the pandemic or right out of the pandemic, but it was like, I think 22 or 23, and the guy's been, he was a career, Josh Johnson-esque, dude, I guess, although he didn't get 2 wins 7 years apart.
No,
and play for 10 teams.
He sure didn't. He's not the only guy that's ever won one for the Redskins and one for the Commanders.
Whew.
That'll never happen.
That'll never happen again. So David Blau, has that Cardinal lineage that we like in our offensive coordinators. Apparently, or 2 for 2, and he's young. I think the cool thing is seeing what other people have to say about him. He's a known quantity in terms of like coaching. People respect him. He's been building so long as a player, sitting in the room, that no one ever thought about or heard of. But clearly he was on the learn, and clearly he knew what he wanted to do. Because guys who get to be offensive coordinator at this part of where he is professionally, he's done a lot right being the backup quarterback in the quarterback room for a long time.
Yeah. He's an incredibly brilliant human being as well, with a passion for football, which it's pretty neat how he got elevated so quickly because everyone around him knew. You saw Detroit, who just made a hire today. I'm not sure who they hired. I read it quickly.
Petzling?
Yeah, at the OC spot.
They brought him over from Arizona, right? I can't remember. He came from somewhere.
I don't know who he was.
There's a lot of lateral moves, coordinator to coordinator right now.
I mean, that's also what happens when you had all these firings and these same guys that run the same type stuff, which I think is going to be helpful for us. Well, it's going to be interesting watching the Chicago game last night, telling my wife and kids, like, hey, watch Caleb, under center. We're going to have some back to the field this year, play action. It'll be neat to see how else we run zone, some pistol stuff, I think, out of shotgun, but out of under center is pretty sweet. And that's when you get your 2 and 3 tight ends in, and a shit ton of motion. And you and I love this run style. We always have. I was okay with the run style last year with Cliff because, like he said, it was just kind of part of the deal. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And it worked because the threat of the pass basically set up a ton of that. And, when we weren't very threatening in the passing game, people just smothered us. So this will be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. He was a Florida Tusker, Darnell Stapleton, under the tutelage of Jay Gruden in that outside zone scheme.
And that Tampa Bay grinder, everyman, hard hat wearing coaches world down there at the the Fired Football Coaches of America. McVay went through there. I believe all those guys did. McDaniel, LaFleur, Jay. They were all
family.
As much as I want this to be a McVay type hire, it has the chance to be. I mean, this has a chance to be like a lot of other hires couldn't. We'll let that one simmer on its own. I like the idea, like this offense that we're talking about, by the way, like you were watching Caleb. So Caleb 1, Jaden Daniels 2 overall. I thought about this a lot last night because obviously I love, Caleb Williams, but like we've watched him the whole way. And the one thing that he does better than most is he's a scrambler. He's like, Seve, old school golfer from the 70s. He's on the move in a pinch. He makes that. He does it. He gets it done, and that's good. That you can't survive forever doing that in the NFL, and he's better at it than most. Maybe the best at it, because he's in the prime of his athleticness. So, but Jaden Daniels is better at this offensive style than Caleb is. Jaden Daniels is more accurate. He has a quicker trigger, I think he processed the defense a little better than Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has survived and advanced. He's not just an athletic. He's not just RG3. Obviously, he's a gifted quarterback, and he's becoming a good pro. There's no bad stories out about Caleb Williams not doing what has to be done to make himself great. But he is not the same kind of defense assessing. Like Jaden Daniels is older and wiser. I mean, and that might just all that it be. Jaden Daniels has been a professional quarterback longer than Caleb Williams has. I like Jaden in this offense more than I like Caleb.
Yeah, if you watch what Caleb did this year, and if you have any eyes, I know Greg is at a full-time hatred of Caleb Williams, but then you just aren't paying attention, brother, because what I just witnessed, and I witnessed 7 times this year and under the age of 25, which is an NFL record, is the baddest ass dude in clutch I've ever seen in my life, and we've seen that since he was freaking 12 years old. So,
and he gets it out of his
I'm
teammates
gonna promise
too.
you, I've seen hundreds, if not in the thousands, of reps of his on film, on tape, in life, and I can't imagine there'd be someone out there still saying something like, "Caleb Williams is dude."
Come on, dude.
Greg, you might not be asked any more QB questions moving forward. Anyone that saw the throw to a Dunzy knows no one's physically capable of it, and if you didn't see him full sprint 25 yards away from an NFL defense like it was a video game, stop and make a throw.
He's better.
There's no one else on earth that can do that. So if that's doo-doo, then maybe that's one of the cool kids slang things. Maybe doo-doo is now cool in Jersey.
Maybe doo-doo in your pants is cool.
I will tell him this.
Call me Miles Davis.
He took on a whole new offense this year, and in his second year in the NFL, with a shit ton of pressure on him, and won a playoff game and got those guys' season turned around and got freaking mauled. That dude obviously is coachable and was led down the right path. He is for real. Well, Greg Martin, as a QB analysis guy, I think you stink. Just to be honest, I think you have no clue what we've witnessed together for over a decade and seen 1,000 times more than you have from your spot up there. But I imagine you got a better point of view than we do. Shout out Greg Martin, never being asked a quarterback question ever again.
I understand what the words mean when you say 10 games of completion percentage in the 50s. But one thing Caleb does is he gets his team in winning position.
I mean, did you not see 7 comeback win? Like that means nothing.
The thing about the 7 comeback wins
record, and you're talking about percentages.
The thing about the 7 comeback wins about Caleb Williams is that you get to a point where
I know he didn't have the 7 comebacks in high school, Greg.
More than just him, so he gets it out of his teammates. He gets the extra, this much, which is a big deal because the quarterback's asked to
in
lead.
the fourth quarter, there was arguably no one better in the world this year. I mean, I'm just saying that's pretty important to me. I like clutch guys. I like winners that come out in the end.
Bo Nix was
That's
right
what
there
I
with
like.
him.
Last year.
Well, this year the Denver Broncos were one in the last drive. I think I forget how many times. But Chicago did it a lot as well. But it sucks that Bo Nix is out in the game this week.
Does suck.
That's crazy. That basically put. But if you think about those three guys, so you lost Jaden earlier this year. Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, and Drake May are all amongst the last left standing. It's a crazy quarterback class that we're, obviously we feel pretty strongly about our guy, and who knows about JJ McCarthy? Some people think they do, but isn't Tyler Shugg? This was his rookie year, right? I believe
I have
it
no
is.
idea who the F you're talking about.
The starter for New Orleans. They're going to build around him. They said he looked okay. I think he was probably a rookie this year. Because no one's like really paying that close attention to the Saints. So yeah, I like the offensive scheme that we're turning to with this coaching staff. I like that we're letting it breathe a little. We're hiring the offensive line coach and some of the staff on the before we get this defensive coordinator. I want to know what like the thought process is. Obviously they quote unquote fired Joe Witt. We parted ways, and obviously Dan Quinn is the defensive coaching leader on that side. He's not going to be the defensive coordinator,
but he shouldn't be.
But it's he's a defensive guy.
It might not be his defense anymore that we're running. This is what I'm saying.
If they get to somebody like then what do they want to do? Like who's that guy? Because
I'm not saying I know or I know what we should do, but what I'm saying is this does not have to be a guy that runs Dan Quinn's specific defense. I don't believe. Because I'm looking at all these guys on our staff here, a little bit of offensive turnover, not as much as you would have anticipated, but defensively, do any of these guys have a gig? Is it based on the DC hiring?
Yeah, it's going to have to be based on the DC.
You know what I mean? It has to be.
I mean,
but for some of them, we got to keep. Kerrigan gets to stick around. Obviously,
yeah.
he's a
Norton,
for life.
Keep a boxer around.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like these are weird. These are weird choices, man.
So
we're in a weird spot.
Fill that gig as close as we can, because that will then all the other things will trickle down. I think, but I guess if it's not going to be Dan Quinn, not that we know it is or isn't, but is Dan Quinn, is he becoming more like a on the field GM scenario? I mean, like if a head coach is generally speaking either a offense first guy or defense first guy, except for like the John Harbaughs and Dick Vermeils.
Well, obviously he's a defensive first guy,
right?
I mean, that's clear.
He gets the say in the hire, so he's gonna have to. So for him to hire someone who's going to change everything, he has to really friggin' love that guy, which is awesome. And
I'm not saying it's everything, but it's something.
Yeah.
We can't go back in with the same shitty ass shit we started with last year.
So
that's all I'm saying. I don't know much about much, but I know that we can't go with that shitty game plan.
Because we think the conversation with Kingsbury at least had something to do with Dan Quinn wanting to change, core like tempo things and
right. Tempo this, Polish girlfriend that.
Yeah.
Let's run the ball differently. Non-gap. Well, I don't know anything besides gap. Well, then you're fired. So is Bobby Johnson because he's only a gap guy. And you guys don't want to run zone, and that's what we want to do. And it suits our personnel, and you're out. It wasn't just that.
But I think that was part of it.
Definitely tempo. I think there was some
It became an awkward conversation, apparently. I mean, I don't think they went in to fire him, but I also don't think they went in to necessarily for sure
I don't
keep
think
him.
they liked his mouthiness about Terry because he just, I don't know. I'm just saying that got our attention. Like that doesn't say that doesn't mean that was so terrible. I think him going out and saying that meant that whatever's going on behind the scenes might have been not so, lovey-dovey.
Sure.
That's all. If he felt the need to be like, well, maybe I'll freaking shove my mouth into this one. We need him on the field. We need him on the grass. Like speaking like that. Like who is he speaking to?
Yeah.
Was he speaking to our front office? Was he just speaking in general terms? I don't know. Seems to me like there was something going on. I think we're okay
moving on there.
And then he just kind of that guy. He's got a bit of a swag to him, and you got to either embrace it or let it go. And we did both.
So I think Dan Quinn but with the promotion of David Blau, who was someone who worked with Cliff, obviously a lot, and I guess will be more open to the type of offense, especially tempo wise, that Dan Quinn likes to pair with whatever defense he's going to have. Then I think the biggest plus is that you keep Jaden Daniels with the familiar face, super close.
Yeah, that'd be the best pairing, and that's what this is. This is about to be a wine and
Well, what's
cheese
Dan
scenario.
going to do? So David Blau's calling the offense. Dan Quinn's obviously not calling the offense. Let's say
He's got plenty to do.
He's got
Ken.
plenty to do.
That's
Is he gonna have anything to do?
What are you worried about?
I'm
right now?
worried.
He's got plenty to do. Like,
oh my gosh.
freaking 8 million decisions to make based on the next 10 months of his life. And he just hired a baby offensive coordinator and an unproven offensive line coach. And he's got a damn tough decision here to make as far as the pairing of wine and cheese goes for our offense and defense. Yep. And the pairing that we definitely need is about 7 dudes coming off the edge. And I'm not kidding, including linebackers, pass rush specialists, every down edge guys, maybe draft
Caleb
picks,
Downs,
maybe free agents. Yes,
blitzing.
Caleb Downs is not someone I'm not talking about. Specifically, he can come off the edge for us. I'm saying we need about 7 different guys that can do it from different ways. Because I can't stand watching playoff football and watching everyone start heating people up and getting into the science of who's coming, who's not, the numbers game outside. It is unbelievable, and I love it. So we need guys that can do that.
Ruben Bain is not coming here. He will be long gone
I would
at number 7.
He was so I'm just saying, what a fun guy to think about.
He's going to be a wrecker.
What a fun guy to think about having on your team.
Do not want him going in the division. I'm scared, but I probably shouldn't. The Raiders could be totally justified in making him the number 1 overall pick and, going in a different direction at quarterback. But the idea that there would be like that was it, David Bailey, the pass rusher from Texas Tech, is the next best dude, and Caleb Downs are both on the board. Maybe even Arvell Reese.
Maybe even he was ranked ahead of both of those guys.
Well, no,
as
I'm
of
saying
like 2 weeks ago.
Arvell Reese, we assume. I'm saying maybe even Arvell Reese in terms of being available at 7, depending on how these wide receivers shoot up the first round.
Well, goddamn Dante Moore, I sent you that text this week.
Dude,
What a turd!
Totally effed us.
Everyone knows he was going to go. The Jets were going to take him. Someone was going to take him in the top 5. He was going. No matter what, even
now
if
we need
ready.
Trinidad Chambliss to have like the greatest spring ever in combine history. Run fast.
No, he's focusing on the reinstatement. He's still heavy on it. He's still waiting to hear back.
The appeal. He's like Trump, dude. He's taking this
never
all the
going
way
higher than
to the
7
court.
ever.
7th round.
The 7th.
I mean, I think you even said it. I think it's true. I mean, I don't think he's a first-round quarterback to most people, but unless he's just like obviously
I like him.
like
I watched him play. He can't be a first-round quarterback. He can't.
I love him
because
because
that offense well for Ole Miss, but this is the NFL.
I love the fact that he can come into the league in the middle of the first round. I'm sorry, in the middle of the draft, 3rd, 4th, 5th round. That's a great spot for him to come in. He can, he's going to get reps. If he's any good, they'll see him. He's not going to he's not going to get nothing. And if he's not, and if he's a project, people will keep him around. But you just never know about guys like that. Sometimes it happens. It's more likely than not that it will not happen. But the point that I was making is you need a defensive stud at the top of the first round. If that's where we pick for the moment, we'll say we're picking number 7. Mendoza, Bain, Fino, the tackle from Utah. You got Arvell Reese.
There's another tackle. I have to write his name down.
Milo, the guy from Miami, Miloa, whatever it is. That's him. At number 61, I was on the field last night. So that's 5 guys that we are pretty sure are gone in the top 5. Like those are the top 5 guys. Then you have like the Jordan Tyson from ASU is the best wide receiver ranked, right ahead of Carnell Tate, who people love a lot.
They love both of them.
And David Bailey, he's the next best edge rushing, 6'3"
How could he
stud.
not be? I didn't know about him.
He's a stud.
I saw him a little bit this year, and he really, when he threw number 37, their badass tight end H that was everywhere blocking, and he was their like utility guy. Scored a touchdown early. That dude was he one-handed, got like frustrated and flung him like a rag doll.
Yep.
And I was like, that's not a man that
I think he
has
looks
ever
better
been flung around like that.
He looks better on tape to me than Arvell Reese, who I love more than David Bailey.
Well, Reese is more of a speed demon, edge-to-edge guy.
Bigger.
But this guy's 275, damn it. He's our prototype. He's the guy that those are the guys that we signed, the 6'5", 270 guy.
I think you have a chance to be sitting at number 7, choosing at least between David Bailey and Caleb Downs.
Can you imagine how fun that decision would be? If we got
throw another
of them,
guy in there. I mean, I think if I don't. Well, those would be the next
as a
two best
fanboy,
players.
those are my 2 names right now as fanboy. Before we've done our little draft stuff, which you and I always freak out on, and so does everyone on the board. I love it. Everyone loves to, we love to get ourselves up to draft speed as from after the Super Bowl moving forward. But right now, it's hard not to love those two guys.
Yeah.
That's fun to think about. It's fun to think about getting a level of caliber player in the draft that's going to be ours for the next half a decade. That could be one of those two guys or someone of their caliber on the defensive side of the ball. That's exciting to me. I didn't think we'd be in this position a year ago, so let's take full advantage of it. And if not, there's a million things that could happen. But having one of those guys or spreading that pick out and redistributing the wealth, I don't know. Everyone will have their theories as the next 2 months move on. But
the talent, so like if you assume like the best talent's going to go, whether teams trade up to get him, obviously it's not going to be a quarterback. But if someone loves Reese or if someone loves Bain, or, that kind of thing. But we think from a talent perspective today, Mendoza, the two tackles, the Utah tackle, Miami tackle, the Bain and Reese. Those are probably pound for pound the top 5 guys you should want. Like you should be, that just makes your team, legit. That amount of talent. So then at 6 and 7, which is the Giants and us. So they're not drafting a quarterback, obviously, and there's no one there.
Don't they have enough D linemen? You buttholes.
If they
don't be greedy.
If they go defensive lineman or edge rusher, I will lose it because that would be the smartest thing in the world. Put him with what is it? It's Burns, Thibodeau. Who's it? Got another stud on the other side already. Still
Abdul
Carter and David Bailey or Arvell Reese. So, anyways, that would be the greatest thing.
Harbaugh is such a Harbaugh thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's the kind of guy who's also probably would love himself a 6'6", 350-pound tackle if he can get it.
Hold on, though. Who does he had just anchoring his defense for the last couple seasons, and his best player and his most beloved, Kyle Hamilton. And Caleb Downs is a prototype and looks just like him and would fit the same exact role, and he's going to do some shitty stuff.
Oh, yeah. The Giants are going to take somebody that we are not going to enjoy watching in a blue uniform.
All right, Ken Harris likes him taken.
Tate.
Dexter Lawrence. But Dexter Lawrence is a monster. And by the way, I said his name. I didn't say I liked him. Abdul Carter was a highly ranked freak of nature, and he seems like a dick.
He popped. He had some.
It just seems like he's got some off, and then that's fine.
He did, and it hurt him when at Penn State.
I know. That's good for us.
Good for us.
But Harbaugh always makes those things a little better. I don't know. I don't like that Harbaugh is the coach of the Giants at all. It sucks for us.
It does. Again, all we can hope for is that the coach killing ways of the Giants are stronger than the Hall of Fame coaching ways of John Harbaugh.
So he got there and they were like, wait, there's no analytics department? No one brings me an Old Bay and cream cheese bagel every morning?
This is going to have to change.
And there's also, did you say that there's no other, they have no, and like their whole stat and all the numbers that, so he's now retooling the entire franchise.
Which is terrible.
I know.
This is terrible.
He's updating them.
If you walked into the New York Giants organization 2 weeks ago, this is what you heard. Ding. And they were just typing away on typewriters and flashcards. That was it.
The accounting department all wore green see-through visors with a headband attached.
Trench coats and old school derby hats.
I know. And now you got
now they're
whatever.
Eugene Shen is
he's just a step up from anyone they've had in recent years, and he's a proven guy. But we'll see.
We need to protect Eugene Shen.
We'll see. It's about time he fended for himself.
I don't know. I think we have to get in front of the Bullets there. I don't NES Tecmo again. If John has his say, I guarantee you there's an offensive tackle that he would be willing to take, whether or not that's the best one. I mean, so I'm trying to imagine. So the Jets have multiple first-round picks. So I'm trying to imagine if we can't get somebody to trade up their pick for ours for a quarterback, which we can't. That's not happening. Ty Simpson is not that guy. No. I don't think. So then I like the idea of going to the Jets and being like, hey, listen, we know you're picking 2 overall. Take that, do whatever you want with it. But what if you had 2 and 7? Because they're I think they're at 16. So selling them on a splashy double, top 7 picks. We slide back to 16 and pick. They have a ton of picks, and then they can go banger in the top 7 and however they want to do it. They just traded Sauce Gardner. I mean, listen, the Giants ruin the coaches, the Jets ruin the draft picks and the coaches. But like that to me was something that if I was Adam Peters, I'd be like, okay, listen, I don't know who I'm going to get. How do I sell this pick? I think you sell it to the Jets, move back to 16 and whatever else you can get, and convince the Jets that for less than it would normally cost otherwise, we'll let you jump up and pick freaking Caleb Downs to go with your Reuben Bain.
I love that you're just Jetsly hanging out, just basement bargain deals, and we wind up.
Is this thing on?
We wind up winning out. Like, listen, we got him once. We got the Santana deal done. You know what I'm saying? We took
John Hall.
We took
Chad
John
Morton.
Hall. We took all their guys, and we gave him Lavernius, and I think he's a cop, and I like that about Lavernius.
Who was the offensive lineman who came over? It was a guard. He was the one who picked up the stupid ball.
He was a Pro Bowler.
Pete Kendall.
Pete Kendall.
He
was a Pro Bowler. We were like, he was a Pro Bowler.
I was at the stadium, and he freaking picks the ball up, a fumble, and instead of falling on the ball, Pete Kendall reaches down for the scoop.
Well, because he was about to advance.
He was about to score. And next thing you know, they scored a touchdown on that play. I believe there was like 7 seconds left in the half. Those were some great days. Love me some Pete Kendall though. I was painting. I remember painting like a closet, and the radio came on. And they're like, "They did it. The deal is done." Santana, and it was like, and it's now, and we have all Jets. We're like all Jets all day.
I know.
Loved it.
I know, and I was like, this is never going to work out. And Santana,
it wasn't working before.
Thank you, Santana.
Yes,
for being great at what you did. You were so exciting and fun when a majority of the seasons you were here were not.
Yeah, and that's the only football thing that I ever agreed with Dan Snyder on. I think ultimately, like that, because he pushed hard. He wanted Santana Moss in that draft badly, and obviously he didn't deserve to have any say whatsoever. In fact, his advocation of Santana Moss probably hurt Santana Moss's draft.
I was gonna say, like,
like, okay, we're definitely not drafting that guy. Because so it was like the opposite of King Midas in terms of his draft, preclavations.
He had the TV on when he was watching Miami. Santana scored a touchdown, did a cool celebration, and Fanboy was like, "That's what I want." Now he happened to be right one time, and that happens. But that's what happens when you're a fanboy. You are wrong 99% of the time.
Yep,
you get that one though, and we got that one.
Santana. We got it, and it was. I don't know. Santana Moss made things worthwhile for more than a second. So.
Ken's going to read it anyway, so I'm just going to announce
2 first rounders next year.
Yeah.
Who does? We do.
Yeah. No. The Jets have 4 of the first 44, followed by 2 first rounders next year. So when you're
putting it together.
So when you're dreaming about just fleecing the Jets, just have at it. I'm not sure how we physically make that happen.
That's the best part about it. It's purely financial transaction, Kev.
Unless they're watering some fabricated form of draft capital that we're unaware of and growing it in a.
If you could, the idea of, let's say you could say you're going to be able to have Reuben Bain and Caleb Downs on your field on the field at the same time for the next 5 years. It's going to go.
How do you think that's happening?
Because then they give us 16,
right. And then what else do they give us?
Well, they a first rounder next year. They have to trade us one of those first round plus some of those other 4 of the top 44 picks this year.
No, but we don't want the next year.
They do have 4 picks in the top.
We have a coach who I believe is on a 1-year deal, don't you?
Oh, for sure.
Right.
For sure. But I'm not convinced that
I'm not sure the front office isn't either, to tell you the truth.
I think that is a longer-term relationship.
I don't know. I'm just saying, why would they be? A year 3 seems to be the year. Prove it or
we're ordering the lobster. We're ordering the lobster.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. This is your deal.
But I also
year 3.
I think you got to give Peters gets a longer leash than a head coach would. I would think. So there's 4 to the first. So they have 4 picks in the top
44
first round and third of the second.
Right.
Would you trade those three picks and next year's first to move down to 16?
No. What the fuck?
And it's the Jets. That's going to be a high first rounder next year.
Let's just stop. You can't do this. We can't play the
do it.
Jets what if game.
We're done playing the Jets what if game.
Good God.
He wouldn't. I would.
Look, yes.
No way we're getting that. Of course. Listen. I'm saying you got to start high and let him whittle you back.
Oh, that is how it sounds like you
it's
started.
all the whittling. Where do you think Benjamin started from a 17-foot tree? And now look at him. He's doing great. Greg, do me a favor and queue up. We're at 30-0 in. Queue up our questions for the week. And if you would you update us on scores? I know we missed last week, but last week was a we got away from it last week. And
I can update the previous week.
Okay, previous week
of you, me, and Dylan.
Okay,
I got one right. You and Dylan got two right, and they were the first two questions, and it was road lock and home lock, and then Greg's questions got tremendously difficult for everyone. We proceeded to go 0 for 24.
It's like double jeopardy.
You would think we would have gotten one different by accident, but it's a tough gig. It's a tough game.
Make this a true daily double.
But to be fair, we did not score high marks.
Ken Harris says that the Jets have picks 2. We're not getting 2, but they have picks 16, 33, and 44. Yeah, I think you could get if you gave them
33 and 44 for 7.
If you trade down, you're getting next year's first 2 though. And I know you're not interested next.
I'm not.
But I would love the idea of having 2 first rounders next year plus a first rounder this year at 16 and 33 and 44.
I like with all the contracts and everything that has to happen. Like this year is super important, and next year really isn't. Of course it is, but this year it's like this is it, man.
I love the fact that I appreciate that you're putting a price tag on it. And I don't want to belabor it, but we got the facts in. I wanted to get it because I want to talk about it some more, but without making you angry. More angrier. The 4 questions this week. Here we go. All right. Can only use each team once. There's 4 teams left. Can flip one answer at the end if you want, which is more important this week than last week since there's only 4 teams. Bonus question for the tiebreaker. Before you put up the first question, unless there's a delay. So I know Greg's ahead of us. We're delayed. So I don't know if he's already done it or not. But if he hasn't, last 2 weeks we said it. I just want to say it again. It seems clear that Cignetti is a college coach, a 64-year-old beard swilling local Bloomington Brewery beer swilling coach who is ready to keep making this story better in Indiana. Or is he going to pick up the phone and listen to a $20+ million a year offer?
$20+ million a year offer? What in the what happened outside 5 minutes before we got on live?
So he made 15 this year, 15 plus whatever the incentive. So the 20 is not nuts. It's nuts because it's stupid money, but it's not nuts in terms of
you're offering Nick Saban $20 million a year. That's one thing.
Dude, I'm not. I know.
The average age on his roster,
24 years old. The oldest coach, the oldest sounding, the oldest looking coach ever also had the oldest roster in the world.
First of all, we've obviously tried something here. We've had the oldest bald team for the last 2 years.
Yep.
So instead of having the oldest bald team, we're now gonna
That is why we can't hire Cignetti. I've said
it's why we keep hiring young coaches because all of our players have old balls and our coaches are young. They're trying to keep everyone alert.
If we're gonna stay the oldest team in the league,
hey Blau, if someone walks out again and the fire alarm goes off, we're gonna be pissed. You got to keep an eye on these guys.
No one just wanders off anymore in robes.
Listen, Blau,
during soup hour.
You should be able to do this. You're 30.
I want more pudding. Blau. All right. So. Also, I'm not speaking to the genius of hiring Cignetti, although I do think he's a great coach and I do think he will win. I'm speaking to the lunacy of the world we live in, where these guys have money to light on fire, literally to pile in their backyard and burn, these billionaire owners. To get Cignetti to even consider giving it all up
Giving it all up.
Bloomington.
Hey, good luck starting a relationship with about 40 coaches you have to hire here, Signetti. He's like, hey, does anybody know anybody that could be a quality control offense or D?
Dude.
I don't really care. Come on, man. You have to show up with like names and be like, this is what I'm going to do. Like,
yeah. I think, listen.
Mendoza?
How many?
Do I have Mendoza still? No, Signetti.
Picture this, Kevin.
Shit.
Picture this. It's the Super Bowl next year. The Raiders are playing in the Super Bowl, but with Mendoza at quarterback, Signetti at the helm, and the stat comes on the screen. 17 players from James Madison and Indiana University of Pennsylvania are on the roster.
17, 27-year-olds from Harrisburg, Virginia have been spotted in Bloomington, Indiana, celebrating
It's
with
all
rings.
it's the James Madison Dukes of the NFL. Listen, obviously, it's going to be less players from James Madison than 17, but it's just the kind of wave that one of these guys is going to want to surf, and I want to know. I just want to know what the call is. I don't believe in my heart that Signetti has any interest in leaving. He's already got a great team next year. You know, we both love Josh Hoover. I mean, he's got another professional team, old team. He's got another old roster again next year. He's already got all the 24, 25-year-olds.
Dude.
So he's good. He doesn't have to go anywhere, and Indiana's going to roll. But the other thing that I thought, you do have a Heisman Trophy winning kind of magical quarterback. It kind of came through in the game last night with Mendoza making the play, and we've seen him on national TV when maybe people didn't tune into Indiana all the time, but everyone watched that Ohio State game, and he got drilled on the first play, and it became a physical game that they won because how physical he is. So if you're a coach, no matter how young or old you are, and you win behind potentially one of the best college football quarterback years ever, do you think to yourself, I got Josh Hoover coming, I'm good? Or do you think, I don't know if it's getting better than this?
You take your $15 million, you go to the freaking Bloomington Brewery, you have your one beer, you act nice for one afternoon.
You wanted another.
Then you go back to your curmudgeon ways, staring at film in a creepy basement somewhere on campus, and not having one clue what would it mean to coach in the NFL, and knowing that he's going to dominate the college ranks next year.
He's dominating. He's a dominating college coach.
He understands the system best. He understands how to get the best out of these guys. He's a great leader, obviously.
Something
he's a
going on there.
workaholic junkie guy, but he doesn't have that NFL panache, and he doesn't have. He can't have a staff. What everyone's.
That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't have any peers. He's 100 years old, Ken.
I don't know how.
Right, it's his personality that's old. Not even his age. I don't think his age is that old. I'm just saying.
He's got baby face. I mean, he clearly hasn't smoked a day in his life. He just looked. You know what I'm saying?
It's the stress of coaching football.
Yeah.
Which, it's tough.
I like the drama and the story of it. We're not involved, which is another great plus. If we were yet again riding the coaching carousel as we have been wont to do so many times in the last 15, 20 years, God, I would love having a show about, and we would think we were going to get, Harbaugh. We'd be like, okay, obviously we're getting Tomlin. Obviously we're getting Signetti. It'd be so great. I love not having to be dealing with that, thankfully. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be fun. There's big openings available, serious money out there. I mean, the hires that are coming through right now they're not like very bonery. They're kind of like, it's like Petzling. It's like Halfley.
Everyone's trying to find that diamond in the rough. That guy that, everyone's looking at these young coordinators, that younger is better. And I get some of it. I mean, look, we're Nats fans. They just hired a bunch of dudes that graduated 15 minutes ago. I think the top 5 dudes in our thing are less than 30 years old. I don't care. Like, just get it done out there. I'm nervous about having a first-time O-line guy and a first-time OC. I am nervous about that, But you think that there's going to be so many veterans surrounding those coaches. I'm not just talking about on the staff. I'm talking about the players.
Yeah.
But listen, those are fresh ideas, and those guys have been sitting there, and I think that'll be cool, especially with a guy like Dan Quinn to oversee that process. One of the many duties he will have as a head coach, because that was his call, Ken. So he put his neck on the line for those 2 guys that he hired from within that were here with him, and he's going into this season with 2 unproven guys that he stuck his neck out for. That makes this DC coordinator hire even more important, and I see no chance, based on what we just talked about, what I just said, that this guy's a young, unproven guy.
They,
I just
they
can't
liked Ulbrich,
possible-
and they
Yeah.
announced right away when they
Yeah.
got Stefanski that they were keeping Ulbrich,
Yeah.
which obviously a smart
Yeah.
organization can pull that off. I love the Stefanski move because, by the way, you know who now he plays twice a year is his old boy Baker Mayfield over there in Tampa Bay. I think that's already been talked about in pressers with Baker. So I think Baker said something to the effect of "Looking forward to seeing you twice a year, Coach."
Greg, is McDaniel for OC for Chargers official? I saw it all day today, but is it done? That's a done deal.
If it is, that's great for a lot of people.
If it is, he's like, okay, I can't work in Miami. Fine, Los Angeles. I wish it was San Diego, but whatevs.
San Diego, taking that one off the map hurts a lot.
It hurt me.
Joe Jackson Gibbs got some San Diego love. Though,
Bobby Beathard taught me that San Diego is the place to be. I was like, you can be good at football, you can love the military, and you can just live on like a tropical paradise. Oh, come on, man. Why don't we just go there 100 million years ago? Done deal. That's very interesting because I love Justin Herbert. He just showed that he might be the toughest ass SOB at the quarterback spot. Like I always knew he had the arm and everything. But Ken, you saw him go out there with a broken left hand, get the ever living shit smacked out of him relentlessly at the end of the season, all into the playoffs. That dude was a badass warrior. They got to stop letting him getting his booger smacked every week. His helmet's on backwards, sideways. He's always lying down with like on his back with his arms and legs spread. But guess what? He always plays the next GD play. I love that guy. But keep him straight up the way we're doing with Jaden. You got to get him.
But the thing is, if you look at Mike McDaniel's offenses in Miami,
it was like, it's not going to work.
It's well, in McDaniel's mind, it's like, hey, listen, Herbert can hold up. It's going to hold up much longer.
What he's saying is Herbert's going to get rid of it way before Tua.
Yeah.
That's what he's counting on. But
but like they do have, Omarion Hampton, as Ken Harris points out, they got that kid Trey Harris, who I think is a pretty good rookie receiver. He's coming into his second year. He's going to be good. Quentin Johnson is a first rounder who just is like this was his third year. I think it kind of started to come together, but he still had like a weird case of the drops. Which ultimately, if I'm a Chargers fan, I'm thinking we're going to need a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. Maybe his drops saved us some money. But their defense, I mean, Derwin James, Khalil Mack, Bosa, they every level they have a Hall of Fame level player.
And we gave them a little rap on the beak this year, which weirdly we kind of took it to them at their place after they went up 7-0.
When will Tony get drafted? Is Annie asked this question. I don't think he's eligible. Isn't he a true freshman?
No, dude, he just turned 18.
Yeah, you
got 3 years. So it's 3 years from your graduating class. He reclassed.
He should
which gives him. But
wait.
He won't even be in next year's draft. He can't get drafted.
He's got to play 3. He's got to play. He's got to be. I mean, he's got to be 3 years out of
3 years from your graduating class.
Yeah.
So that's why that is why he decided to make the jump forward.
But
to get there quicker.
He does not need to be hit for another 2 years before the league. But he's going to make tons of money before then.
He doesn't get hit.
It's true.
That guy ran outside zone last night and snuck through every nook and cranny and squirted into the end zone. And I was like, who is that? How are you so good when you're barely even, like, you haven't even played long enough to be that good? I'm sorry, but football is not basketball. You don't have these 14, 15-year-old phenoms that can show up and catch 30 in a big time game, of a high school level. This guy's, he was arguably the most special athlete on the field every time he was on it last night.
Yeah, it's been that way all season.
Shit.
All season, and it's clear.
How fun is that guy to watch?
The bet, it's so much fun, and that's my biggest credit to Miami, because I'm not a Carson Beck fan. I don't hate him. Like, he's so
he's not easily
he's not easily like. But I just
Lambo. I don't go to class. I date influencers.
What is he? 20? He's old too. But what is someone
24?
Someone was interviewing me, asking him if he had like a test or something. And he's like, "Bro, I graduated 2 years ago," something like that.
Bro, I know. I was like, "Buddy,
come on, dude. Like,
let's keep it up for our grandparents' sake."
Exactly. I'm trying to.
What's my parents gonna say?
Yeah, they think I'm still, all right. So,
all right, here we go.
Miami I'm just saying, like,
no, sorry.
If you don't love Miami, you're more likely to hate Miami. I don't hate Miami, but the cool thing about what Miami did all season long is if you turned on a Miami Hurricanes game, they were doing everything in their power to put the ball in Tony's hands. Smartest thing ever. funnest thing ever for football fans. I love that. And to your point, because I always thought, I mean, like, you look at him, he's 500 and whatever.
He can't weigh much more than $155, 60.
And he
I
doesn't
don't care
touch.
what he's listed
in a touch game, he scores almost as many touchdowns as he had. Plus, by the way, he also ran through contact multiple times, including the touchdown that he had, which is crazy. So anyway, if he has that ability to stay healthy for the next couple of years, the good news for him being him in 2026 is that he will make some serious cash before he
in this passing league with the new, they'll have new kickoff return rules by then.
In college.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he can do all that in college.
No, I'm saying he's gonna make money in college.
I know he is.
Millions,
gazillions. But.
This
he is built for this league. Pass interference.
Yeah,
space,
Tyreek Hill.
All the rules are specifically designed for him to succeed.
Can't touch me.
Can't touch me.
Can't touch me.
Can't stop me from doing all this exciting stuff for all the advertising agencies.
My spot.
I'm telling you.
That's the cool thing about Mike McDaniel. I think with Mike McDaniel and Justin Herbert, I think some wide receivers will want to go there. We'll see if they're able to convince any of these free agents. I think in the next
how
couple
about
weeks,
they just come here and then
we got to talk about
then they can go wherever.
Free agent watch and draft watch next week. But right now we're going our one guaranteed winning team this weekend to refresh. It is the Seahawks hosting the Rams and the Patriots traveling to Denver, who is minus Bo Nix. That is my lock of the week, the New England Patriots.
Ken goes Patriots. I was going to go Patriots, but I'm going to stick with my guns and go Rams.
Okay. I want to bet the Rams so bad. I think they're going to win too. But I try to look inward. Do I have East Coast bias? Am I not respecting the Seattle Seahawks enough?
You can't see through your belly button, Ken. Every time I come here, that's what you say you're trying.
I try to listen in on my inner monologue. Can you eavesdrop on yourself? Like, I heard that.
Yes.
All right. So number 2, team with a defense that gets the most sacks this weekend. All right. So I'm glad the Patriots are done for me. I'll let you go first this time.
Well, here's where I slide up on them and say them Denver Broncos is going to be sacking them.
Okay. I am going to go Seahawks with the sacks. I don't know why. I just feel like.
You like them Seahawks sacks?
Yeah. So who do we have? We have Drake May and Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham might get sacked a lot. You're right. But Matthew J. Stafford.
I thought we meant like the defensive team that was going to. Are we talking about who gets sacked?
I'm talking about the quarterback who's most able to get away from those sacks. And Stafford is.
Hold on. The question is the team with the defense with the most sacks.
Yeah, the defense that gets the most sacks.
Got it.
Yeah, so the Seahawks, I have the Seahawks getting the most sacks against Stafford.
But I have Stidham who plays for the Broncos. You're saying that the Broncos are going to go get Stidham, but unless they tackle their own quarterback.
What? No, you're saying. Oh, I see. You're saying Drake May is going to get sacked the most.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. And you're saying.
I'm saying
that Matt Stafford is going to get sacked the most. All right.
Oldest man alive this weekend, right? Team with the offense that gets the most rushing yards this weekend. You've already picked the Broncos
and the Rams.
I've already picked the Seahawks, and the Pats.
I'm going Seahawks.
It has to be the
Even
Seahawks.
though Charbonnet is out.
Yeah, so that's good for me on this competition because Seahawks would have been my first pick. I'm not going Broncos. Last week, the leading rusher for the Broncos was Bo Nix with 29 yards. That's not good. And RJ Harvey, who's like the wonderkin, running back, he didn't have more than 29 yards. And they're bringing J.K. Dobbins off the stack, the IR. Who knows? Give me I'll take the Rams and Kyron. Ask Kyron Williams. Which means whatever the next question is, we already know what that looks like. Who do I have left? I have to take the Broncos.
I have to take the Patriots.
The team with the kicker that successfully kicks the longest field goal this weekend.
Ooh.
Denver. Who's Denver's kicker?
It's in Denver, so this is good. I have New England and you have Denver.
There you go. That dude. By the way,
No,
I'm not
that's
changing
good.
anything.
No,
I
no,
like
no.
it.
Out like the rush versus the W, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not touching it either.
Yeah, I like it. I like the way that it shook out. We have a tiebreaker bonus question, which I believe will be provided here momentarily. Can I just also say what a great... Now, it wasn't as good as last week when we had 5 straight days, but the stretch of games this past, that ended last night with the national championship was pretty strong. Saturday was great. Overtime game on Saturday, overtime game on Sunday, national championship that went down was a 1-possession game at the wire.
I was very happy with it. Yes, there was one lot, but I was very, very happy. It was awesome. It was so fun. That was serious. I do like parity in the NFL game. It's pretty neat, although wild that the Patriots or the Chiefs have been to 15 straight AFC championships. That's
Kevin, I thought you were going to give me
bonkers.
In terms of how this shakes out. I was telling someone at work, and I told the origination of the idea and thought for me is from you, which is the era of the Super Bowl rematch. So we're in the amount of Super Bowl rematches that we've seen over the last 10 years.
Well, the last
crazy.
3 specific.
The last 3 were complete rematches.
Man.
But I'm saying, but even more so than that. So I think the most likely outcome, in my opinion, is a Super Bowl rematch, right? New England, Seattle.
Yep.
But New England Rams is also a Super Bowl rematch.
It is. So that is Super Bowl 34, and then we're talking about the Super Bowl 48 and 50 for the Broncos and the Seahawks. The Patriots and the Seahawks.
If Denver
48
wins
and 50, and the most egregious loss of all time, the Russell Wilson slant. You remember the name of the cornerback?
Malcolm Butler.
Butler
Stepped in front of that
but
one.
Do you remember the name of the Super Bowl 48 MVP?
That game's MVP?
Super Bowl 48. That was 50. Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks crushed the Broncos, and there was a defensive man, and his name was also...
Seahawks...
was it definitely Malcolm Butler?
So Denver-Seattle is a rematch as well?
Denver...
So 3 of the 4 possible outcomes this weekend are Super Bowl
Patriots,
rematches?
my part. So Super Bowl 48 was Denver-Seattle. Yes, it was.
So 3 of the... Because Denver,
Super Bowl
obviously...
48 was John Fox was the coach of the Denver Broncos.
Of Denver.
Peyton Manning got mauled by the Legion of Boom. They killed him. They fired Fox afterwards. Peyton Manning was all by himself, and it was like, honestly, it was his worst. It was like his worst outing. Remember Legion of Boom in 48 went bonkers? Malcolm Smith was the middle linebacker, and he was... I don't even know if he played. He was a free agent next year, whatever. But he was the MVP of that damn game.
Malcolm Smith.
Yep. So it was Jared Butler, or what was Butler's name? Was
Malcolm
it Malcolm
Butler.
as well?
It was Malcolm Butler for sure.
So that was my
Was
mental.
he wasn't the MVP of 50 though?
No, and I thought he should have been. 50 was Von Miller. We're thinking about New England and Seattle was 48.
It was Brady.
New England and Seattle was 49. My bust. 48 and 49. 48 and 49. 50 was Peyton Manning beating Ron Rivera with Gary Kubiak and Cam Newton.
But 49 was Brady MVP, right?
Brady was MVP.
Yep.
And he earned it, even though Butler had the interception at the end. So the Seahawks should have gone back-to-back, and they said if they didn't throw it with Russell Wilson in the second year, after mauling Peyton Manning and the Broncos the year before in 48, and 49 was the year. And they still hate Pete Carroll for this. They're so mad at him. I think Russell Wilson bears the brunt of this aggression, though.
But Russell Wilson took a team to back-to-backers.
But he threw the pick to lose the back-to-back.
Understood, but I still.
And the Legion of Boom feels like they took the team there, not Danger Russ. So I think
so many people judge Russell Wilson in the last 5 to 7 or 8 years. I mean, he's been around a long-ass time. He's gonna get. I mean, he's a first. I think he's a first. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any question.
Sorry, who's the first?
Russell Wilson. I mean, is that any question? You don't think he's first ballot?
Oh, I have many questions about him being first ballot.
Okay. Then that explains what I was.
I would debate whether or not he was a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
And I think he might be from but I have to look at it. He won a Super Bowl. He didn't win any MVPs. He won some Pro Bowls. He's been some All Pro. He's a guy that like his peers aren't going to be voting for him out the ass. Some members of the media might.
Russell Wilson. Do you think Russell Wilson is a better version of Kirk Cousins than Kirk Cousins?
Do you think Russell Wilson is a better version of Carlton Banks than Carlton Banks?
Carlton Banks. I mean, if he can
You
do
like
the Carlton,
that?
yeah,
I think they're very
yes,
similar
yes,
creatures.
Yes, they are similar creatures.
They're very similar creatures.
But Russell Wilson, because I think Kirk Cousins is clearly not going to the Hall of Fame. But somebody will do one of those things where they're like, I'm gonna give you the numbers for 2 quarterbacks. Quarterback A,
I know.
is blah blah blah. Quarterback B, is
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and they're gonna be like, oh, that's Tom Brady and Kirk Cousins. You didn't even know, did you?
I always work backwards from Super Bowl champion.
Yeah,
but
sure.
then you got to start collecting MVPs.
So that's what Russell gets. He has 2 Super Bowl, but 2 Super Bowl appearances.
I know, but if you lose one, it's hard to be like, I have 2 Super Bowl appearances. Why'd you lose that second one? Well, I threw it right to their guy.
That's
right
very
at the
Russell
end.
Wilson-y.
Right at the very end, I threw it right to their guy.
Right into his gullet.
He was like, dude, it was totally my bad.
Totally my bad. That's right. Broncos Nation. That's right. All right. So the tiebreaker is the bonus question.
I know Joe Jacoby can't get in, but we're talking about if Danger Russ can get in.
I know.
Son of a gun. It's a crime. What a crime.
All right. First tiebreaker. The team that scores the least amount of points. Team that scores the least amount of points this weekend. I'll say Denver. Which you can also say if you want.
Oh. All right, I have to say it. I'm saying Denver too.
All right, so we tie break on that one. Closest.
That's not going to be a great tie break.
How many points did they score? We'll both write down numbers and we'll show it at the same time. How many points does that team score closest without going over?
Without going over.
I'm writing a number.
Without going over. I got my number written down.
17.
13.
All right, 17 for this guy, 13 for that guy. I wanted 13 was my first guess. I would have loved it if I would wrote that down.
17 is my new favorite number. It's Jake's number, and I dig it. At tight end, if you just take your varsity issued jersey and rock it and ride with it all 4 years, I think that means I'm like, that means more than anything, dude. Make it your number. Who the hell wears 17?
Is he going to play 13 next year?
Well, he would love to do that, but there's a guy in his class that's a captain who's a badass who wears it. Can't mess with that.
No,
T wouldn't mess with that.
No,
the right guy's wearing the number.
I know.
If a guy's wearing the
Who's
number,
wearing 13 right
as
now?
a leader, DeCarlo.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
I know.
I mean,
If he wants to have the number, it's his
T
number.
would be proud of that guy.
Yeah.
13.
Everyone knows. Broncos 16. Yeah, everyone says Broncos. That's the right thing to do. Let's see. We're under 57. We have a couple minutes here to go. We've talked about Signetti. Oh, I have one for you.
Nervous.
I
knew it'd be nerve-wracking.
One of the coolest stories I've seen today. So I have a good friend who went to Indiana, and his son goes to Indiana, and another buddy whose son's a senior at Indiana. So just being on the fringes of that, super happy for those people. It's crazy that they get to like experience it, but I was thinking of, okay, like Indiana football has been so terrible. It's so like reportedly terrible, record-settingly terrible. Everyone knows they had the most losses of anyone ever in the history of losing until like 2 years ago. So
I think they're second still.
They're
the second best losers, and they're the national champs.
Yes. So my favorite Indiana Hoosier football player, which I think is played for us, Antoine Randall. Also, but was he a Super Bowl MVP?
No, they gave it.
Hines,
he threw
right?
the pass.
They gave it
but
to
Hines Ward got the MVP in Roethlisberger's rookie year. Yes.
Antoine Randall was a
Super Bowl 40, sir.
He was a good player who was a professional player, and he lasted for a while because of it, including a stint in Washington. Hey, it's not his fault he played on some shitty teams.
When he was at Indiana, he was the OG when they blatantly just took a wide out, put him under center and in shotgun, and ran inside and outside zone with him. They just ran their offense with him. He caught a shit ton of balls. He played slot. He went out wide.
Yeah.
He played
touchdown passes.
He played out of the backfield, but he threw and if you ever watch his highlight film,
it's so cool.
Holy shit.
It's
I don't know an
so
athlete.
cool.
Like, I'm not saying he's more athletic than somebody. I love the style of different athletes, and no one has his skill set.
No.
He's so different. The way he goes about, I don't even know how to say it. His approach athletically, his what he's gifted with doing He can
That's
spin
what
move
I want
like
to
a
go
video
after
game.
guys like that. I mean, I know there's not.
And we
they
did
don't
a
grow
good
on
job
trees.
going after him. He wasn't great when he was here.
But
He was a good player. We didn't really figure out how to use him. We weren't good enough to have a toy. How
Who's
about
our?
that?
I think like Colton Yankov is our Antoine Randall right now. I don't know who
Hey,
is.
I don't think so.
Probably not. Okay.
I don't think those two guys' highlight tapes are going to really mesh.
they're just.
You just wanted to say Yankoff, and that's fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
But there was another quarterback for the Indiana University Hoosiers that I was unaware played there. Maybe I heard it sometime in the past. Another great Redskin in our youth.
Our youth?
Babe Laufenberg.
Babe was an IU guy?
Babe was an IU guy, and the best part about because I saw a clip of him doing a story, and he's like, yeah, we're talking about, even like, because whatever he played there, in the late 70s, early 80s, whatever, he came to us shortly thereafter, and was a preseason hero. But they show like a clip of him, like when they're talking about how bad Indiana is, and they in the montage of clips is Babe Laufenberg throwing an interception, and he's like, by the way, he's like, we were bad. He's like, but that game, he's like, they showed me throwing interception. That guy, I had 4 touchdown passes that game, and then there was like a whole reel of clips of him throwing, the 4 touchdown passes that day. And it's like, all right, Babe Laufenberg. He goes, I think he might have even said, I think we won that game. But the one interception he threw was used to demonstrate how terrible Indiana was, and I was like, all right, Babe, correct the record.
I know, but that's nice that Babe is the guy.
Yeah,
but also who was the quarterback that we draft him later, a rookie, and I played around the golf with him, and CJ and I think Sammy D. We were doing the show. He went to back up the Eagles. I think he's still in the damn league. Nate Sudfeld, Indiana University.
Yeah, okay.
Also, NFL coach as of 5 years ago. I haven't heard much lately. Bishop O'Connell, WCAC's finest. Washington Redskin backup Gibran Hamden. Gibran Hamden, Illinois.
Yep.
Listen, that is Gibran Hamden, I think, was the quarterback at Bishop Dennis J. O'Connell for one of my favorite wideouts ever. Saying.
Who's that?
There's some dudes out there. I can't say it. There's like 10 of them. I have 10 favorite wideouts ever. I love all you guys so much.
I can't say it.
Jeff Clay is my number 1 of all time.
Of course.
Everyone knows that's okay. But this is one of the next 10 who are also my favorite wideouts ever.
Wes Martin, offensive lineman from IU, for sure.
I know. I was just focusing on backup quarterbacks there for a minute. We hit Babe Laufenberg. We hit freaking Gibran Hamden.
We hit Gibran Hamden.
But I love that Greg's jumping in on the, because if we're going to go straight IU, you got to go straight IU.
Oh, and by the way, the coolest thing about this IU team, yes, they're a little old.
Dutch Hahn, shout out IU. Sorry.
They're a little long in the tooth, these Hoosiers of 2026.
Who? Hoosiers? Is that what it is?
I can't hear you.
I read it all day long. A bunch of who's.
So they're a little long in the tooth, but at the same time, they're often like I always think of when I looked at we're draft number 7. If we were going to get crazy and even if we would drop down to 16. Is there an offensive lineman that would be can't miss enough for us to take another offensive lineman, which I would never disagree with if he's a starter on day 1.
I would.
But
I would.
I always think
many good linemen.
Who are
so many not good others.
Iowa has always been the place where I would look for my offensive lineman. There's the center. I think it's Logan Jones out of Iowa. Not my newest center crush, but he's gonna be a dude. We're gonna hope for the best. But IU offensive line, if you like, those dudes are gigantic. They're fast. They're strong. They're smart.
They're all 31 years old.
Yeah, and they're gonna come in and be plug and play starters.
They have all
401ks. They have the they have a lawn service because on Saturdays they're doing the derby.
They've taken out
Boy Scout Masters.
second loans on their homes at this point.
Yeah, they're like coaching Little League. Their kids in Little League.
How about the kitchen out of our dreams?
I'm gonna go play offensive line for a few years, boys. I can't coach Little League this year. I'm gonna go make $1 million a year. They're gigantic. I know that Ruben Bain and what's his name, Messidor, whatever the guy on the other side
Yeah,
is.
Messidor was a dog.
He's going to also be drafted in the first round.
Dog.
And yeah, for
Those
good
guys
reason.
put on a show, man.
Yeah. So if we sit pretty at number 7, God, we're gonna get a good player. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, the Babe Laufenberg story was cool just because we now so associate Indiana University with losing because of the way the story arc has to go, and Cignetti saves it and saves the day and wins the Natty, that we forget I don't want us to forget the Randall L's and of course the Wes Martins, but the Sudfelds.
How old is Babe? Do you think he was like, hello, coach?
So
hello, Isaiah Thomas. Hello, everybody at Indiana. What era was he there?
It had to have been late 80s that he graduated IU because of because I saw the video today, and you kind of how I associate that video with.
He definitely wore Redskins burgundy and gold in the 80s, didn't he? No doubt.
100% 80s.
Yes.
So I would say
he was mid 80s.
80, 79, 80 he graduated.
80, Isaiah Thomas was the MVP of the Final Four. Sorry, 81. Let's go.
Okay. All right. With for Bobby K.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I love. By the way, I love getting Marcus.
Yes.
So I'm obviously a Notre Dame fan, but Marcus Freeman on the set last night.
He was more rigid than I thought he would be. I thought it'd be way cooler.
I think he was. I think sitting next to Nick Saban got to him, and I will say
he was kind of Saban-esque. I thought he was like
old Saban.
I'm sorry. I thought he was way more fun than that.
Dude,
he was like robotic and amazing, but I was like,
he was like, Pat told me I had to pick a team to win, and then Steven was like, by the way, they told me I had to pick a team, and I said, you know what, fuck off. Marcus Freeman is doing fine. He's going to be a coach. I just thought it was a great look at Nick Saban. I thought last night Nick Saban, in my mind, for 0 cents of worth of opinion, I thought he showed why he probably is the greatest voice in college football right now. I love what he has to say. I love how he says
he's not dealing with the shit.
He can say everything.
He loves it.
He knows everything and he can say it. And
he loves it.
And I'm kind of he kind of held back for a few years. I think, and now it's just like
guys to hold back for.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys are like, oh yeah, man. So everyone's getting paid, coach, and yeah, good thing you got out when you did. And he's like, you know what, guys?
Yes,
eat a big bag of this.
He picked Miami for good reason because I think, and he understood why, and what the reason why he picked Miami was evident. And
he has no relationship with anyone from Indiana ever.
That's correct.
It's like, come on, man.
But
not you. I mean, like, don't ask questions. You don't like. What's he gonna say?
What's he gonna say?
Well, when I was winning my 90th national championship, Cignetti was at East Tennessee. Left shaved ass State Tech.
He was quality
junior
control.
College.
Quality control.
Like grinding his 23 hours a day. But
by the way, there was 17 players from that team on the Indiana Hoosiers.
You're damn right. He raised them. He raised them up. He was like, stick with me. Someday.
It's like if your kid is really good at sports when they're little, and you coach them in like the 5th grade, but then you coach them all the way through. Then all of a sudden, some high school is like, hey, you want to coach them again through high school? We'll take them all. And they're like, all right. And then all of a sudden, Saban's like, hey. Why don't you guys come to Alabama? I'll make you associate offensive coordinator. All right, and then all of a sudden, Mark, what's his name? Al Davis's brother, Mark Davis, I guess.
His son, right?
It's his son. That's right.
And maybe his brother gave him that haircut.
And Tom Brady.
That's his son.
Brady's like, hey. Why don't you just come on over here to Vegas?
Hey, I just broke the shit out of this bowl. I'm about to give Mark Davis a haircut. Why don't you get over here and take a peek?
It's a timeless haircut. He could be Al Davis's father with that haircut.
Or I just smoked my 15th bowl, and I'm about to give Mark Davis another haircut.
Let's go.
It's his 5th one today.
How does Mark Davis still have a job? No one knows.
What, you don't like those bags? let me start over.
I said at number 2.
It's the worst bangs I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what I want to do, but I want to go to the Sphere and open hand smack Mark Davis's forehead bangs as hard as possible, and then sprint for life, my dear life. I'll never make it back anywhere, but
he's so committed to it. That's
the
only
worst
thing.
haircut I've ever seen in my life.
It really is. It really is. And but there's no way he doesn't know that. Of course he knows. And it's, by the way, Al Davis had glorious hair. His hair was amazing.
Oh my God.
The flowing locks of Al Davis with the
I just mark it
glasses.
like quarter-inch blonde bangs, like 7 of them, just lined up like forks on the time.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for him to let the bowl cut grow out one time and then just go full Al with the glasses and the sequence, and, you know, and the velour.
I just hope that the carpet and the curtains don't match. They're
going to match.
It's such a gross thought. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Too late.
If they don't match, they're going to be coordinated. Matchy match, as
Like
they
the
would say.
worst bowl cut ever.
This is
down.
Just a zhuzhed up,
downtown.
upside down bowl cut.
I went downtown for the worst bowl cut ever. Did you get a free bowl of soup with it? That was
It was
every time I got a haircut, someone asked me if I got a free bowl of soup with it. I feel like Mark didn't. I feel like they were like, don't give him this.
He's not getting it.
Don't.
Oh, and the grandma glasses. You're right. His look is, but I think it's so deliberate. But I don't know. What is this? Indiana became the 11th school to win a natty in both football and basketball. Ooh, that's a good trivia question. We have two.
It is for the basketball side of it, but the football side of it, like
11th school to win a natty in both football and basketball.
In Indiana voted upon 20 years. You know what I'm saying? It's such an odd vote. There'll be like some years there's 3 teams that are national champions.
Yeah.
And then 2 of them get it and 1 doesn't because the AP awarded this and the UPI awarded this. There's so many years that college football has no clear-cut champion. This is why the tournament is so amazing.
So I'm thinking Florida, right? Florida won basketball and they won football. I'm thinking teams we know. Duke came up a little short.
Never a football.
UConn a little short. Even when I believe even in some of his best years as coach, Randy Edsall couldn't get him across the finish line.
Well, if you want to start
Ohio State,
you want to start in 19. It's Ohio State is a clear.
Yep.
That should
Michigan,
be the number 1
for sure. Right?
I mean, 100%. Those 2 are 100%.
Stanford has that.
Stanford has one as a basketball. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
I can tell you every basketball. I cannot. I can only guess on football. I know every national championship.
Has USC ever won?
Never won a basketball title. Nope.
Oh, this will work with North Carolina.
Oh, UCLA has won. North Carolina has definitely won basketball.
I don't think they've gotten football.
No, back in the day, they had a few runs at it.
Yeah.
UCLA, I believe, has had a couple runs at a natty.
And for sure in football, and
that's
obviously
what I'm saying.
they have. Yeah,
They've got. I think the most of anybody. It's double digit. They got like 3 outside of the 9 or
Texas.
10 they got.
I don't know if Texas ever won a national championship in basketball.
Never. No basketball. I can tell you from 1939 to now, every damn national championship winner in basketball.
Did Houston ever win?
Houston never won a basketball. Phi Slamma Jamma never got it done.
Damn it.
They never got it done. Jimmy Valvano made sure they didn't, and then Georgetown and John Thompson made sure they didn't. They lost in 83 and 84 back-to-back in natty titles. Were favored in both, and they were freaking badass. That was one of the teams that never got it done.
Did Maryland ever win a football championship back in the day?
I think Bobby Ross, am I wrong? With Randy White? Somebody tell me that, but it was one of these
like
weird,
19...
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I
that would be an interesting one.
But I think there's some history at Maryland that would not shock me, but my short-term memory, which is very, very 50-50, tells me, no, they didn't win a national championship in football.
Yeah. LSU is a possibility. Did Shaq win
LSU has never won a basketball national championship. Utah has.
And I think they won it in football with...
Utah won, I believe it was 1940 or 41.
Didn't they also...
A national championship in basketball.
And I think they won it with Alex Smith in
football, yeah, with Urban Meyer. They did. They went undefeated.
Yeah.
So Utah's in there too. We're killing this question.
Does Ken Harris say Maryland has a national championship in 1953? That's what I thought.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I said, but I feel like, I've seen something that said something like that, but
that's
it wasn't
cool
Bobby
that Maryland
Ross.
would be a part of the conversation.
Bobby Ross. 53 is long before that.
That's cool that Maryland gets to be in a stat. Michigan State also seems like it's possible. Notre Dame. Did Notre Dame ever win a basketball championship? Yeah,
never.
So
Notre Dame's never won a basketball.
Stanford is one.
Yeah, they should be. Howie Dalmar, I believe, 1941. Howie Dalmar was the MVP for Stanford. Double check that one for me and tell me that I need a life, please, Greg. Michigan State, That means they definitely won one in football, which I couldn't tell you. But I'm taking a
Michigan.
one
I'll
wash.
take a little taster.
That's a great question, by the way.
It's a great one.
Question.
And you know what? It can't. I should have got on to Maryland faster because
I had a weird thought, but I was like, come on, that's too much.
I should have thought Ken Harris.
I don't know. We just did a bunch here. We crushed Utah, Michigan, Ohio State.
Is Utah right?
Utah is correct.
Okay, so Utah, Michigan.
I said Howie Dallmore, 1941.
State.
Utah,
okay,
Michigan, Ohio State. Well, the basketball side's correct, and I think for sure Urban Meyer won that with Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Alex Smith always goes undefeated, and Urban Meyer figured out how to cheat
He
all across the country long before. And when knew how to really cheat. Good job, Urban Meyer.
What about, so we got to stay in the basketball realm. Oh, we got Michigan.
I'm going to go through it. I'm going to start at 39. So
1939?
That's the first NCAA basketball champion. It was Oregon that won the title. I do not know if they've got a football title. I feel like they do.
They have to.
Mariota, did they win it that year? When he won the Heisman?
Or Joey Harrington.
So Oregon won the first.
I think Oregon is one.
Then we got Indiana. Then we got Stanford. 42 is, I think that's Stanford. We have Indiana. Here's the rub.
Cal Berkeley. Oh, yeah. So I said Cal, but it's Cal Berkeley. Yeah, I don't know how that works because I know Cal is the Cal system is Cal. If you're in California, it's totally different. But I thought it was Cal, but
UCLA, but not Cal.
So Cal Berkeley, what's Cal Berkeley? Did Cal Berkeley ever win a basketball?
I don't believe so.
So maybe
UCLA,
they won.
Of course, won a bazillion.
Yep. So Cal Berkeley must have won the football.
Cal never won in basketball. Cal never won. I would know if you said it. I'm going to go through it, but after 3 whiskeys, I'm usually not great at it. But 43.
Did Clemson ever win? Both?
No. I don't know if they won either. Definitely chance in football. Mm-hmm. Certainly not in basketball.
Florida State?
We're going to never in basketball.
Okay.
I can eliminate the basketball ones. I just can't go through it. I'm trying to get to it. 43. It was, there's some weird ones. Utah. Oh, man. Wyoming. Basketball. True. Holy Cross. So if Holy Cross, I don't think they ever, Holy Cross might have competed in some old school football stuff.
Yeah.
But they do have one, 1947.
Basketball
Holy Cross,
championship.
They won it in 47. Kentucky, I don't know if they ever competed in any football shit long time ago.
Jeremy Jarman was good, though, as a defensive end for them. And he also was a great actor. He said the other two we won't get.
Well, I can get every basketball one.
So let's
we
go.
Have to pair it up with a football one. Where did we just stop at? 43. So we went Indiana, Stanford. I don't know, 43, 44. Wyoming, 45. Oklahoma State, which was Oklahoma A&M back in the day or something, won a couple basketball titles. So Oklahoma State with Barry Sanders, I don't think they did.
No, they didn't.
Gundy never got there.
Syracuse, he said, is one.
Syracuse, well, they definitely won with Carmelo.
For sure.
No doubt. That was
Boeheim only got the one, right?
04, Carmelo. That's it.
But they didn't. Did they win it with?
Well, they had Jim Brown. They had
Donovan McNabb, but Jim Brown is the right answer.
Know.
Jim Brown has to be the answer.
Just saying.
If it's Syracuse is one of them, it's because of Jim Brown.
All right, basketball 90s, 2000s. Here we go. 90 UNLV, 91 Duke, 92 Duke, 93 North Carolina, 94 Arkansas, perhaps. 95 we said UCLA, 96 Kentucky, 97 Arizona, 98 Kentucky, 99 Michigan State. I think we already got them.
Yep.
99 was UConn, 2000 Michigan State. 99 UConn, 2000 Michigan State, 01 Duke, 02 Maryland. 3, we just said it. Whatchamacallit?
Florida.
Carmelo in 03. 04 was UConn, Emeka Okafor. 05, North Carolina. 06, Florida. 07, Florida. 08, North Carolina. 9 was
Arkansas is in there.
9, yes. So we're missing one. So 9 was North Carolina. 10, Duke. 11, UConn. 12, Louisville. Is it Louisville?
Well, they say Syracuse and Arkansas
Kentucky.
were the other two that we didn't get.
That's it?
I think so.
There's 14 UConn, 15 Duke, 16 Villanova.
No.
Right?
But Villanova didn't.
And they won it again in 18. Who won it in 17 in between those two?
Right before the pandemic?
It was Carolina again. 19, Virginia. They didn't win one. So
Was that the year
20
after they?
nobody.
That was the
Then
year
you
after
got
they
Baylor
lost
21.
the
Kansas
16-1 game. UVA, the year
Yeah.
UVA won it was the year after
Kyle
they won
Guy,
16-1.
2019, they won it. Kyle Guy went nuts. They had the point guard that was a badass from Milwaukee. So, yeah, man. Utah has not won. Dang. Well, they did win it in basketball. They just didn't win it with Urban.
They didn't win with Urban.
Yeah. I just don't know how the votings all went and all that stuff. Do we have all the ones from 90 and 2000 that Greg was talking about?
I think Syracuse and Arkansas closed us out.
Good.
Killed that. All right, that was our overtime. Dude, happy Tuesday, everybody.
Hey, awesome hanging out and talking a little nonsense with you guys.
Here's what I want to do next week. I want to throw this up.
We're getting to the music one. Let's just get through. There's been some good football. We're getting to the music issue, though. I want the good stuff.
All right, so next week, let's divide this show in two. We'll do... we'll talk music throughout, but let's No.
Let's get to the music, not next week.
Well, I'm saying let's talk a little bit about some fun stuff.
Okay.
But I want to take our free agents from 2025 and put them on this list so that we can do back-to-back years. I want to save this graphic and we'll do it again for 2026. Highest priority, interested. Thank you for your service to be the most respectful we can be. All right, everybody. I want to say a special thank you to the greatest folks a board could ever ask for. NES, Ken, Greg, TR, Robert Cohen, EO, Manner of Speaking, Rhett, Derek. Appreciate all you guys. Harlan, I know you're out there somewhere, brother. We see you guys. We thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will be back in 7 days to continue having fun. We'll talk about the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl game in 2 Tuesdays. Absolutely.
Have a couple of weeks to discuss Super Bowl LX.
I think it's super cool that we got the 60th.
Yeah.
It is LX
it's
because 10
LX.
is XL. It's not XL. Man, I wish it was XL. L is the 50, X is the 10, and that's pretty neat.
LX.
Because then it gets all complicated.
Yeah, we're going to start getting some more and more letters. So LX, and it's going to be 75% chance that it's going to be a Super Bowl rematch. The only possible matchup is Denver Rams. That's the only non-Super Bowl rematch possibility, which I don't think is that's probably the least likely.
No, but it's a cool matchup, though.
It would be a very
historically
cool matchup.
And presently.
Yes.
So, and presently, it's awesome hanging out with this group all night.
We will
on
be
Tuesdays,
back.
Always. We're going to have a ton
of
of fun next Tuesday. I think the Super Bowl show the following Tuesday, and then we really get into some.
And then it's time to dig deep and listen. Stick with us. We're going to keep free agents and the draft top of mind, but we have some great ideas from the people who've been hanging out with us on Tuesdays. We just want to have fun. Let's have some fun for a couple months. I get that we were 5-12, but we were 12-5 a year back, and we got good. We have a good story to tell. This is not like what we were doing 10 years ago on Tuesdays. So and I love that. So thank you guys for being with us. He's Kevin Ricca.
Thank you guys very much. It's fun as hell. Let's have some more fun next Tuesday. And Ken, let's just let these guys know. He did not take Tribe Called Quest down. We moved about 10 yards to the left. Specifically, we just moved.
I love the
Tony.
Oh, TR, yeah.
TR, understand that. Listen.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love the
ATCQ does not just get taken down and put somewhere else.
I love the attention to detail.
It's still right there.
We got to get something.
Right? Am I pointing at it right?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yes, it's right
there.
there.
Yeah, we were like right over there. We just moved the table to the left. So this is my wall of inspiration. So it's Calvin and Hobbes, Marvin Gaye, Dave Grohl, Bruce Springsteen, Tribe Called Quest, Bob Dylan, and the 1937 Turk Edwards-led Washington Redskins. That's my wall of inspiration. And
the most inspiring figures right by your left hand. That's the man right in the middle of the portrait.
And I make
right
sure that no matter how I'm sitting,
who's now with us every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, he always is with us, but now he's right here, and I love it.
He's right there, and I
and
appreciate
then slightly
it.
Asian me,
We
which
moved,
is amazing.
And I'm giving you. I'm helping. So when we move this down, and now we left a little bit of a notch there, so Kevin can get around, and it's not like the most comfortable notch. But then I was like, we made T do like a 75-point turn to get into his spot, and you have to like suck it in and like shimmy around a little piece of wood.
Take it easy.
I'm just
Take it
saying.
easy. You just gave it a huge suck in. Like, listen, I just said, like, maybe after a couple whiskeys, I get a little, like, I have to do a little better of, it's like swimming underwater.
There's other ways to be aggressive.
After an hour and a half in the basement, you get a little,
You can always go out underneath the table. I mean, we can do that too. Thank you guys so much. We're still live, maybe not for quite so long this week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. On Tuesday night, thank God it's Tuesday. I'm Ken Meringolo. See you next week.
Man, there was a lot of stuff described.
What's mostly sucking in?
Thank God it's Tuesday. Pull up a seat, talking Commanders football, drinking our
Still live.
I'm going to bring a filthy Super Bowl trivia question for the board only. Now, they can use you, but board only, because you've definitely heard about 10 of them.
Thank God it's Tuesday.
Still live.
It's Tuesday.
Thank
God it's Tuesday. Here on
First Amendment Sports.